Whoop, whoop. What is up, everybody? I am in the office. Never thought I'd be so happy to be back in the office, but here I am. And I want to make a video today, talk a little bit about, so we're working through this book, or I am at least, a couple people in the company are, and if anybody else wants to kind of go along with us on this study, let me know. But book is Good to Great. I think it's by Jim Collins. I'm terrible with names, so I could have forgotten that, but Good to Great. And it kind of made me think a little bit about, like, what is great? So for them to write this book, they had to have a very specific criteria of, like, what was a great company, and they go into, like, what was a good company, and yada, yada, yada. A lot of their stuff, they went through publicly traded companies, and did you beat stock performances by a certain amount, etc. And, so that's great that they defined exactly what they needed for their study to try to find out this information about what takes companies from good to great. But it made me think about us, right? Like, we're not a publicly traded company, and we can't gauge our greatness by how we perform as a stock. So we have to find other ways to kind of measure our greatness. And I have some ideas, and I would love to kind of get ideas and feedback from the team itself of, like, what makes a company great? What makes our company great? And it really kind of starts to make you think. And what I challenge you to do is think a little bit outside before you start to think about inside. What does it take to be a great basketball player? And not even what does it take to be a great basketball player, but what is the definition of a great basketball player? What is the greatest basketball player of all time? What is it that makes a grocery store great? Or a convenience store great? Or a department store great? Or a restaurant great? What does that mean? What is a great company? What does that look like? And it made me think about, like, what is our overarching goal as a company, as Better Path Division, as Better Path Homes? What does greatness look like for us, and what does it look like for each individual kind of department, right? And I'd really like to work with everybody, and let's all talk about these kind of things of, like, what is it? What do we want to be known for? What is it that is going to be our definition of greatness? How are we going to know where we're headed in terms of level of success, and whether we've reached that or not? I think it's easy to sit, at this table here and say, yeah, we are a great company. Like, what does that mean? And do we keep up to our own standards? What does it mean to be? And this is what really kind of hit me last week, is the idea of, like, what is a great wholesale company? Right? We have a wholesale division. What does it mean to be a great wholesaler? What does it mean to be a great house flipper? Is it that you put out the nicest houses possible, or you make the most amount of money? So these are some things that I've been kind of filtering through my head. I want to start to filter this in a little bit to our meetings as well. And I really, truly believe that this is not fluff. I think it's easy to kind of be like, oh, well, what the hell? I got work to do. I don't want to be thinking about this crap. I got a phone call to make. I've got a project that I got to work on. But I think it is this very essence of defining, one, do you even give a shit? Do you want to be great, number one? But two, if you want to be great, what does great mean? And then three, how the heck do I get there? And we don't get there overnight. And so I'd really like to kind of start working through this with everybody and opening up these conversations, because I think what we will find is, one, we will have goals to hit. We'll have things that we're actually working towards. But for me, it helps to find purpose and passion. And with purpose and passion, that is the engine behind results, for one. But for two, for me, for a great life. Like, I want to have a purpose for whatever I'm doing. And with that, I want to have an internal passion and fire for what I'm doing, rather than just going through the motions. I don't want to just live life to get through to another day, right? I want to live with purpose and passion for everything that I do, whether that's work, whether that's play, ideally both, right? I mean, this is the idea of balance of life. Life shouldn't all be just work, but when we are work, it should be purpose and passion-filled work. And the same thing with our time off. It should be purpose and passion-filled time off. I had a lot of ideas for this video, but I'm gonna cut it short just at that, of just kind of like setting the groundwork and the framework for thinking about what does it mean to be great, whether we want to be great, and and defining that amongst our company, amongst ourselves, amongst our divisions, and coming together on that. So I don't know. I'm jazzed up and excited about it. Hope you guys can be too.